Hello, welcome to Should I Buy This Game? Featuring Forest Shuffle Dartmoor. My name is Christine, and in this video I'll give you a review of how the game is played, and then share a few things we may like or dislike about the game to help you decide if you want to add Forest Shuffle Dartmoor to your collection. Here we have the new Forest Shuffle Dartmoor game, and this is a standalone game in the Forest Shuffle world. So if you've played Forest Shuffle before, it should look fairly familiar to you. It's the same gameplay where you have your board where you're placing out your cards. Once you hit 10, then you remove them all. You have a hand of cards where you're paying for the cards based on the amounts listed on the cards. We have trees, we have shrubs, and then new we have moors. Before we get to that, though, I'm just going to talk a bit about the cave cards. At the beginning of the game, you get a cave card, but now you get 1 point for every card in your cave, but they all have something else. So this one gives you 5 points, additional 5 at the end of the game. This card allows you to draw 3 cards from the stack, keep 1, and put the other cards in the clearing. This is draw 3 cards from the stack and then place 3 cards from your hand in the clearing. And place 1 card from the stack as a moor into your forest. And start with 8 cards in your hand. So when it says to put one as a moor, all the backs of these cards are moors. So if you have a special ability that says to place a card as a moor, it doesn't matter what is on this side. You can place it this way into your game. So if we talk about the moors over here, what makes them different is that they are horizontal, and this time you're putting 2 cards below and 2 cards above if you can. I've just randomly placed out cards, so in this case I didn't put the second card here. But you're placing 2 cards above, 2 cards below. Now there are cards in it that, like this one, can only be placed in moors. And then there's cards for points. If you have more moors than the other forest, this as well can only be placed in moors. So you have to look at cards like that that only want to be in that zone. But you still have your trees and shrubs. Now, you no longer have a card that's wanting you to collect a set of trees. Like in the old game, each tree card has its own little benefit on it. The other thing about the game is that there's a lot of synergy. So instead of the butterflies, there are now dragonflies, where you're collecting sets of dragonflies. There's a lot of mice cards, and they sort of work the rabbit cards in terms of points. There are rabbit cards in this game as well, where you count how many mice cards there are, and that's how many points each one is worth. So you want to sort of get a lot of mice cards. Then down here you have these lizard cards, and they're giving you points for all the different lizard and mice cards. So if you're collecting mice, you then maybe want to get some of these lizard cards to get extra points. So there's a lot of cards like that that are working together. Let's just see here. So with the sheep, you get 2 points for every little hoof symbol that you're playing. So here's another one. So you may want to, if you're going to do that, you might be wanting to collect a whole bunch of those to get extra points. As I said, with the dragonflies, you're getting set collection points. The otter gets you 3 points per lizard. So that's when you want to have more lizards as well. They're all sort of working together. The birds all have different ones. The cuckoo has to be placed above a bird that's already been placed. So it's a way that you can place an additional card into an area. This one gets you points for how many different birds you have into your game. So if you have this card, then maybe you want to really work on getting a nice big set of birds. Down here, you're getting points for different ferns. Over here, it's whoever has the most. This one is if you have 3 different types of lizards, then you get the higher point count. This one is just worth a point. Now there's also a bunch of these bonuses where if you are paying the price of the card with the same image, then you get to do the bonus, and in this case, place a bird into your area. So down here, there's another bonus. 5 points are placed in a moor, 1 point per bug. So that's when you want to have a bunch of bugs. 8 points if you have at least 5 moors, where currently it is not. And then down there, it's based on how many different of those that you have. You get points. So they're all different ways of scoring points. Over here is an interesting one. Any number of dragonflies on this card, so you're able to put a couple extra dragonflies down, and then it scores 2 points per dragonfly in the game. Now with the sets, you can have more than one set going at a time. So if you have 2 of the same dragonfly, you're just starting a new set. And otherwise, it's basically like Forest Shuffle that you've known and loved. It's just some different animals that you would find in the moors and the new moor cards. Now, the Dartmoor game, it cannot be used with the other expansions that have currently been out. However, I have used the solo mode expansion from Exploration to play this game, and it works just fine. If you want to play solo, you can use the Exploration expansion to do so. So now everybody's question is, do I need this Forest Shuffle game? Well, I think it comes down to how much you enjoy playing Forest Shuffle. The other one, with all the expansions, has gotten really large, and maybe you've played it a lot and you're looking for a new challenge. The challenge here comes in, you want to have some different moors, but they only will place the cards above and below. So you still need trees to get the animals to the sides. And so it's that balance of how many trees do I have, how many moors do I have? Even though a lot of the cards want you to have 5 moors, do I put more time looking at the moors, less time on the trees, but then I can't get the mice, I can't get the rabbits, the sheep, etc. And so it just gives you that extra strategy to the game. As well, they've tightened up some of the synergies of how the cards work together, that if you are going with the mice and the lizards versus the rabbits, getting the bats in there with the birds. So there's a few different ways you can go about the game to make the synergy of the scoring the points really work for you. And so again, it just comes down to how much do you enjoy playing Forest Shuffle, and do you want a new game, or are you content with the game you have? So that's what it is. So let me know if you have played Forest Shuffle Dartmoor and what you think of this game.